Cata changed the base game for the mostly better for. Oh, I actually kind of wanted to rant about this a little bit. Because it's interesting. Because I was thinking the other day. Okay, I don't know if anybody watched the Day9 video where he tried to get into retail, and one of the things that happens is he's talking about, okay, back in Classic, when I want to get into the game, I start in a little valley, and they have me go kill wolves. And then they have me go kill some bandits. And then they have me go kill some kobolds in a cave. And it's very clear what's happening. And it's like, hey, you're just a little guy doing, like, you know, some cleanup duty for us. Hey, can you help us out with this? Hey, there's some bandits in the woods. Can you give us, you know, their bandanas as proof that you're killing them for us to help us out? Like, that's the, like, story. You're eased into it. The complicated stuff starts to happen later. You're eased into this world. It makes sense. You're not overwhelmed. Okay, he plays retail. He tries to get into retail for the first time, and when you're playing the game, it takes you to the tutorial island. Fine, sure, but then as soon as, hi Dwas, how are you? As soon as he finishes the tutorial island, it sends him to the BFA storyline, and he's like, I don't know who any of these fucking people are. Like, I'm on a boat, I got arrested, I'm in a prison, this random guy, Cata perk. This random guy wants me to punch him in the face to distract the guards. Like what is he, like, he's like, he doesn't know what's happening. There's no like, and then, you know, it's like, oh, you know, oh, you like, there's a whole lot of talking, barely any killing. Like, I should just pull up the fucking video. Right, but this is what I wanted to, Gravy, this is what I wanted to talk about. This, here, let me pull it up. This is what I wanted to talk about too. Is Sakuna somebody, or is that just a did I just get randomly invited to this guild? YouTube Day9 WoW retail.
Am I insane? Because I feel insane. Okay, half of you saying yes, half of you saying no. Perfect. This is the path from the tutorial.
Okay. We don't have to watch the whole thing. Where is it?
Am I insane? Because I feel insane. Okay, half of you saying yes, half of you saying no. Perfect. This is the path from the tutorial. What? So I got to the end of the tutorial? So let me make sure I got this fucking straight, okay? I want to be really clear about what is happening in my mind's eye. All right, okay, I'm gonna try not to cry. I played World of Warcraft Classic last week. What happened then? I enter into a field.
I love Day9, he's cool. I used to watch his videos where he was learning Dota.
Kill boars. Sir, yes, sir. It's slow, it's bland, I see a lot of places to go. I start completing some quests, there's a genteel pace. I open up more and more and more and more. This world shrouded by fog, and as I wander through it, more is revealed. My curiosity guides me.
Okay, Dwas, I have, but that's the thing. That's the problem. Okay, that's the problem. I'm gonna let Day9 talk, and then I'm gonna talk, and then I'm gonna talk about it too.
That interplay guides me for like 10 hours. And I'm like learning some magic, I'm getting some skills. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of slick, thick, solid, and tight. And so I think, hey, I heard WoW retail is a pretty cool way to tap into WoW as a brand new gamer. Maybe you didn't enjoy the hardcore mechanics of 2004's WoW's class, that's okay. Blizzard has a back down and like ride a huge boar. At some points, I learned some button pressing, different abilities. It's telling me to drag things. I'm killing some dudes. I'm dragging loot over to my equipment. But for the most part, I would say in the tutorial island, 20 to 25% of it was me actually playing a game. 75% of it was dialogue and people that...
There's way too much dialogue way too early in this game. A new player doesn't want to sit there and have people talk about what's going on in the world of the lore. They want to kill, they want to cast their spells on zombies.
Gonna see again? Maybe some of them were at the gates and I don't know, I'm gone. I got on a boat just now. Like, all these people trying to compel me to do things while it's just stapling information to my forehead. And I'm just sitting here with so many staples and post-it notes on my face, and I'm like, God, why do I need to learn all of this? And it's just like, what? It said it pretty clearly. I mean, sure, I suppose, but that's not really my problem. The problem that I had with the tutorial is it was so much contextless information with such little gameplay. But that's okay. It's shoving information down my throat. I'm doing the UHF drinking from the fire hose, which, for any millennials watching, hopefully you get the reference. For any Zoomers watching, just trust me, it's gone forever. It then brings me to Stormwind. Great. This self-isolated tutorial island did have some merit in terms of showing me the basic flow of the game. It brings me to the whole world. I can now go anywhere I want to go. I go back to the original area and have a brief moment of, the familiarity, the pacing, the slow grind and growth of the game. But I say, no. I'm not done with the tutorial. I derailed myself. I have to go back. I go back to the city where I get into a car that drives me to a horse that I ride to an inn that I then go from to a boat where all of a sudden I'm watching, like, I don't know, the characters from Frozen yelling at each other. And I'm on the ship. I'm not in any of the cutscenes. It's just not about me anymore. I'm just on this fucking boat. And now...
All right, you get the point. You get the point. It dumps you into a world where you have no idea what's going on, and none of the characters matter because you're never going to see any of them ever again because none of them exist in the current expansion that you'll be playing once you get through the levels. So, like, none of the lore that you're even learning matters. But the problem is, I was thinking about this. I went, oh yeah, well, obviously the solution is you just play Cataclysm. You do the Cataclysm quest because that's all the starting. Well, that's true, but the problem with Cataclysm is pretty... God, these people are crazy. The problem with Cataclysm is pretty early on in Cataclysm, the lore starts to get tied up in Deathwing. And Deathwing is completely irrelevant. Who gives a shit about Deathwing invading the world? That happened ages ago. None of that matters anymore. Like, so it has sort of the same problem where it's like, any character that you get introduced to while you're leveling is completely irrelevant. Like, cause none of that's current events. Because every Cataclysm, like Cataclysm, when they changed the original world, they made it so that, like, not every quest zone, not every single quest zone, but a lot of the quest zones suddenly became, like, tied up in the current lore of that current expansion, which means that now that we're not in that current expansion, none of that lore fucking matters anymore. So it's like even like, I think Cataclysm is better. I think saying, instead of saying, hey, go to this island and do quests, instead of doing that, just being like, hey, like, go outside and kill things. Like, Cataclysm is the better model, I would say, but fuck this guy. First he line of sights me. I'd say Cataclysm is better, but it still sort of suffers the same issue of the lore being irrelevant and the characters that you're meeting and interacting with being pretty irrelevant. Although, I don't know, maybe that was already the case in Classic, so maybe that was always the case, right? I guess never seeing characters again was always kind of a thing that happened, right? Like, story inflation, yeah. But no, BFA is objectively, like, the worst choice. It's like, I didn't want to just keep playing, like, the whole fucking Day9 video, but his video illustrates the point perfectly well. He's like, he gets to Borealis and he's like, I would like to kill things, please. And it just is like, go talk to this person, go talk to this person, watch this little pseudo cutscene, watch this little pseudo cutscene. Like, none of it is none of it's a game. It's just a lore dump, and it's lore that doesn't matter. So it feels awful. It feels like an awful waste of time. Like, that's the thing. You're watching a video of a dude who made a video series like, I never played any Warcraft game, learning all the Warcraft. and he loves the lore and everything, but when he started playing it, he really fell apart because it's just so much stuff. Yeah, it's so much stuff that like doesn't matter, isn't current, isn't still happening, so like who cares? Or like it's been retconned. It's like imagine going and doing like the BC expansion for leveling, and then learning like, oh yeah, by the way, there's actually like an alternate reality version of this same world, but the orcs are, you know, different, and like and also that's the worst expansion, so don't go play it. Like